With the first sumo season of the year just around the corner, there's no other neighborhood to start our Tokyo Neighborhood series in 2025 with than Ryogoku, the center of the sumo world. The name Ryogoku, meaning two countries, came about as this area connected two feudal provinces, Musashi and Shimosa, that were separated by the Sumida River until the Ryogoku Bashi, or Ryogoku Bridge, was built in 1659. And we're starting our day off here by observing a sumo practice at Arashiobeya, one of the few sumo stables that allow the public to observe their practices for free. And then visited their souvenir shop in the corner before heading back to Ryogoku Station to officially start our day here with a refreshed laser focus and grit of a professional athlete. This Kokugikan is the third one to be built after the first one was damaged by bombs and the second torn down. This third Kokugikan was built in 1985 and hosts the national sumo tournaments in Tokyo today. And right next to it is the Kyu-Yasura Garden, a quiet Japanese-style garden in the heart of Ryogoku. This garden hosts a pond that was once connected to the Sumida River, causing the water levels in the pond to rise and fall along with it. And although no longer connected, you can still see the water levels change throughout the day as pumps have been implemented to recreate the original flow. Further down the neighborhood is Yokoamicho Park, a park built by the Tokyo Metropolitan Government that is also home to the memorial parks that were built to remember the people who passed amidst the Great Kanto earthquake and the Great Tokyo Air Raid. This park had just started being built when the Great Kanto earthquake hit, causing many to be evacuated to this site since there were plenty of vacant space. However, the fire later engulfed this park as well, taking with them those who had gathered here for refuge. And today they stand as reminders of the history that Tokyo shares, of both conflict and natural disasters that ultimately shaped the landscapes of our buildings and neighborhoods. Right past the park is a small cafe known for their chai tea called myChai. So let's grab a warm cup of chai latte and a croissant waffle for a short break. This is a clothing shop where you'll find king-size clothing with waist measurements of more than 100 centimeters. Since there are no weight classes or restrictions in sumo, weight gain is an essential part of sumo training. And we are now at Ryogoku Bridge, which we briefly talked about as the bridge that connected the two feudal provinces, Musashi and Shimosa. But this bridge also holds significance as the bridge that was built in response to the Great Fire of Meiriki that destroyed over 60% of Edo. Before the Ryogoku Bridge was built, there was only one bridge crossing over the Sumida River. So when the fire erupted, citizens ran to evacuate, only to realize that they all had to squeeze through and evacuate through that one bridge. There are plenty of bridges crossing the Sumida River today. Even in this area alone, we have the Kuramai Bridge and Sumida River Bridge as well, giving us plenty of ways to cross the river, no matter how far of a walk you want to go along it. Let's head over to Shimo Fusaya Shokudo, one of the few buildings and restaurants in the area that has survived earthquakes, fires, and conflict for almost 100 years. Founded in 1932, the Showa-style restaurant allows you to select your own dishes to pair with rice and miso soup. And now, let's take a break at a cafe called And Ryogoku to get some work done until the night lights at Kyu-Yasura Garden turn on. To finish off our day in Ryogoku, let's head over for some Chanko Nabe for dinner at Chanko Dojo. Chanko Nabe is the stew-based hot pot that sumo wrestlers eat. They're easy to make, nutritious, and easily shareable within communities, making them the perfect meal for active sumos to recharge with at their sumo stables. In fact, many restaurants serving them are managed by retired sumo wrestlers themselves, further growing the close ties between the dish and the sport. And that's a wrap to our day exploring this sumo town nestled right next to the Sumida River. See you again soon on our next trip to an undecided location, and I hope you have a lovely day ahead.